Today we have Wilson here. He's a pretty sweet boy, but he hates his nails being done. What he started doing recently is he started chewing on this leash when I'm cutting his nails. So I have been putting a little muzzle on him just to make sure he doesn't chew through the leash, but it's a pretty gentle one. I know, baby boy, I'm sorry we have to do this. I'm sorry. I wish we didn't have to do it. Okay, baby, we gotta cut your nails. We'll just do the first part. It tends to be the worst part. It's okay. Alright. It's okay. Good. I know, it's rough. I know. I'll let him back foot. Yeah. Yeah, it was so fast. It is so fast when you hold still. I got you, buddy. I know. I know. Okay. Looks like we did get one just a teeny bit short. Oh, buddy. It's okay. Oh. Oh, you're wrong. You're okay. We survived another day of doing your nails. I know. Oh no. Okay, big boy. Now we can start shaving. We're gonna shave his nose, the insides of his ears, pads of his feet, and a sanitary shave, and then we will give him a bath. Oh, we'll also pluck his ears. And now Wilson's a good boy. As soon as we get past doing his nails, he's a little sweetheart. Sometimes he lifts his lips at me. He's telling me he doesn't really want me to do it, but he doesn't just never cry and snap like he did for his nails. Let me see your pads, bud. I know. Let me see your pads. Down in here. I think he got stabbed. It's okay. I grab a shorter blade, chunks of sap that are stuck in his foot. Come here, baby. Hi. No, don't show the leash. I really want you to just stop though. Good. Good boy. One last foot. I know, we're almost there. Okay. All done with your feet. Are you happy now? Such a silly dude. If we could not touch his feet, he'd be a really, really happy camper. And then we'll give him a bath. His ears are in great shape. Wilson gets done very regularly. His owners take great care of him. So his ears are always getting plucked and cleaned about every 4 or 5 weeks, if I can recall correctly. And they're really healthy. Almost no gunk buildup, earwax stuff, and no signs of infection at all. Okay, give them a little ear massage. Since we just plucked those hairs out, it's not the most comfortable thing, just in case it's itchy. Yeah, that's the boy. Okay. All right, give me just a second. I'm gonna get the camera and back turned on, and then we'll go ahead and bathe Wilson. Let's go, big guy. Wilson might cry for this. Anal glands are uncomfortable to express. We do an external expression, so there's no, I'm not going internally, but it's still a little uncomfortable. It's probably the last area that Wilson will give me any real fuss for, but sometimes he does okay and he doesn't cry for it. Okay, we've washed his pads of his feet, his body, bum, tail. Now we're gonna rinse his face. Get the soap out of the lines. And I'll use really low water pressure. Rinse this all off. My OCD. I'll turn the water down. Really low pressure. I'm gonna try to avoid getting it in his ears and his nose, but this low pressure can go in his eyes and it's safe. Go ahead and rinse off his face, or do a pre-rinse, get all the hair wet. If there's any eye boogers, they'll start soaking with the water, that'll soften them up. Okay, lift up his chin, and I'll have to get the hair wet under his ears. If the hair's not wet, when you apply the soap won't lather. And you need a good lather to know that the dog is actually clean. So now that he's wet, we'll go ahead and apply the soap on his entire face, trying to avoid getting it in those same areas. I don't want it in his nose, his mouth, his eyes, or his ears. If it does get in his eyes, it's okay. We're gonna rinse out his eyes, but we always try not to do that if we can avoid it. But I always rinse the eyes out as if I did get soap in there, because it's hard to tell for sure if any did get in there. So you always just rinse the eyes out. All right, now we'll rinse his face again. Low water pressure. Making sure to rinse out his eyes, like I mentioned, and avoiding getting water in his ears, and avoiding water getting in his nose and mouth. I always like to let them have a good shake after I rinse their face, just in case water got in the ears. I try to never stop them from shaking, just in case water is in there, they can get it out. If your dog is ever itchy around their neck after getting groomed, there's a good chance that soap was left under the leash when they were bathing. So you might just try to rinse that spot if your dog is itching their neck. Okay, now we'll go full pressure, and we'll rinse them off. Okay, and now Wilson is all done being bathed. Last step, we're gonna wring out the water, and I'm gonna check for soap as I go. If I feel anything slippery, I'll check for any bubbles on my hands. Feels good. I don't see anything, I don't feel anything. Now we'll grab the towel, and we will head over to the drying table. I'll dry off as much of this water as I can, and that will save me time for the actual blow drying. Towel gets off much faster, but it can only get so much. Okay, now the last thing we're gonna do before we dry is we're gonna get some hearing protection. Earbuds for me, and Cotton balls for Wilson. If you don't have earbuds, use cotton balls in your own ears. Now I'm gonna dry his body first on high. I know Wilson really well. He doesn't react to the dryer, so I'm not gonna have to worry too much about introducing it slowly to see how he reacts because he does pretty good. We'll do his body on high. I'll pull the dryer away on his tail because I don't want to cause knots in the tail, and then I'll turn the dryer down on his face. Let's go. Okay, let's head back up front and I will do his haircut. Okay. I say okay a lot. Switch it up. All right. Now let's do his body. Super important step is going to be to back brush as I'm going over his body. Wilson's pretty good. You have to know a dog pretty well to safely groom them without a leash on. I know Wilson won't try to jump without giving me lots of warning and showing his intent that he would want to do that. And I'm holding on to him. And I won't walk away from him when the leash is off of him. Okay, got around his neck good and smooth. We'll put this leash back on and we'll continue down his back. Wait, okay. wants to sit down, and I need his leg straight in order to shave it. So I'm doing a leg lock. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm squeezing just above his knee. And you don't have to squeeze hard, but if you apply some pressure just above the knee, it kind of forces them to straighten their leg a little bit. Okay, this leg's just about done. We'll leave a little bit of work with the scissoring, but pretty close with the clipper. And using the leg lock again, hold it right above the elbow. He's getting a little stiff, trying to pull his arm up to his face, so I'm just gonna try to get him to relax, move the arm around just until he stops being so stiff. And I'm just asking him, by trying to get his arm back down to a relaxed position, I'm asking him to just relax. It's okay, not forcing him. You can't force a dog and earn their trust. You have to just be consistent in asking them for what you need. So you can see he's grumbling a little bit. Actually, I don't know if you can see it. You might be able to hear. He's grumbling a little bit, and he's kind of pulling his leg away. Sometimes he'll lift his lip just a little bit. Oh, I get a little tangle right there. He doesn't like this, but it's very different behavior than when we were cutting his nails. But he really just doesn't like his feet messed with. But this is nothing. I am not worried about this at all. I have to be aware of it. I have to work smart. I can't push him too hard. You know, I have to listen to what he's asking. He's asking me to put his leg down, and then I am asking him to let me hold it and let me shake it. And you just have to kind of do that little dance, going back and forth without pressuring it too much. Oh boy. Yes, yes. I don't know if you guys saw, he was doing some licking and chewing. That's a really good sign. Good boy. Okay, front leg looks good. Now we'll get his side, his belly, and that back leg. And then we will be done shaving his body. And now we'll lift him up and get his belly. Come all the way up to his chest. Try to get all this. Good boy. Good boy. Now I'm going to go to the inside. Lifting up his opposite leg to get access. Wilson's just being a little sweetheart today. Let me get all this stuff. Okay. His body's all done. Shaving wise. We're still going to trim up his feet. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and just brush out his ears and his tail. If you've seen any of my videos before, when we're brushing, we're listening for the little scratchy sound. If you hear a little scratchy sound, then the brush is currently working through a mat. And once that scratchy sound is gone, the mat is all gone. And you can just double check with the comb. If the comb runs through, then there's no mats. If it gets tangled like this, if it gets hung up like this, then there's still tangles in there and you have to brush them out. Go ahead and start with his tail. Scratchy. And that spray that I used was a leave-in conditioner that works as a detangling spray. There we we go. That's what we want to hear. Almost nothing. The hardest part brushing the tail is usually at the base of the tail on the underside. It's a little delicate for the dogs, so you have to just be really soft, slowly make progress. Don't try to brush too aggressively. And sometimes you need to split the mats or actually cut them out at the base of the tail. So you always have to be aware of how thick the mats are down there. You can see he doesn't like it. It's a delicate area. I'm trying to be real soft with you, buddy. I know. That's what we're looking for. And just to show you, the comb now goes through it, no problem. Do his ears. If you're brushing your dog's ears at home or your dog's tail, it's a really good practice to always check with that comb. But once you've been doing it for a long time, you can tell when there's a mat and when there's not, just from the brush. There's still a little one in here somewhere. Looks like it's at the tip of the ear. Okay, now it's all done. Yep, all done. Go ahead and run the comb through. Goes all the way through, no problem. Last ear. Scratchy. I think his ear's all done. Go ahead and double check with the comb. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to jump back to his feet. And we'll do the bottom of the feet first, and then work our way up to the leg. Do the whole leg. Okay. No, what else? No, it's okay. See, what he doesn't like right here, it's not as much me trimming his foot, it's the fact that I got him in a leg lock and I'm holding his elbow, and that was what he was crying about. He was pulling, and he definitely didn't want me to continue trimming his foot, but what he was actually struggling with was the leg lock, not me trimming him. He could just get away if I let go of his leg, and that was the issue right there. Pinching the skin and rolling it around to just get all the hairs to pop out and trim them all evenly. And the armpits, we take them a little bit shorter because the armpits are a common spot that mats build up. And almost done with this leg. Little spot right there. Little spot on the inside. Looks like his foot is actually just a little too big. I'm going to take it down a little bit smaller. His foot looks bigger than his leg, so I'm trying to get it balanced down where it doesn't look bigger. There we go. Bottom's done. Now we'll come to the top, round the top. Okay, foot looks good. Now I'm going to blend up the rest of the leg, brushing it out, trimming everything so that it blends down into the foot. So setting the foot helps me know how tight to take the rest of his leg. Done. Go ahead and check this armpit. Okay. His feet are all done, his legs look good. Go ahead and do his tail. Oh. I can't hold his tail and get him to stand up at the same time, so I'm just going to scoot him back to the edge, have him sit on the edge, sit, so that his tail hangs off. I'll take as much off the tail as I took off of the body. That way they stay in a nice balance. Okay. We're getting close. Comb his ears down. Try to take about the same amount that I took off of his tail, off of his ears. And then I look at them both from the front to see if they're even. If one side is shorter, I'll bring the other side up to match it. They look good. Start at the back of the head, blend in the ears and the back line into his neck. Good shake like that pops up a lot of the hairs, helps you see which ones are long. Wait. Be careful when doing the ears. It's easy to accidentally cut ear hair, and then it takes months to grow back out to this length. Now I'll come to the front, color everything forward, cut everything that comes past his line in front of the eyes. Just going to take advantage. Every time he shakes his head, I'm going to take advantage and check the work that I've already done. Okay, now we'll come down to the side of the face, comb everything back to the ear canal, cut anything that comes past it, blend that into his cheek. So loosen this leash up a little bit. Don't want it pulling up on the skin or on the neck. Okay, now we'll come back to this other side. Blend the top of the head into the side. Oh, come on. Keep shaking when I trim the hairs by that ear. Okay, last step, we're going to clean his ears. And that usually makes him shake his head once more real good. And then I can catch any last hairs and just make sure that did a really good job on his face. Wait. His ears are really clean, like I mentioned earlier. If you weren't watching at the beginning of the stream, he has really healthy ears. And I believe that's due to him coming in so often, getting them plucked and cleaned. Comes in about every 4 or 5 weeks. Wait. Okay, he looks good. Let's get a picture.